Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the app today.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Everybody, and welcome back to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another wild, crazy edition of Crime and Sports. It is, if you're listening early, it's Super Bowl week. If you're listening the day it comes out, it's Super Bowl was yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever you're listening to it. So we're going to talk about a guy who's had some Super Bowl interactions and plenty of police interactions, of course, which is the important part here. Before we get to that, very quickly, just want to say, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets, live shows for Small Town Murder, extra shows and extra show in Seattle, extra show in Portland, Detroit, and Pittsburgh are on sale. And we have a new special here, a brand new, just announced here. 420, we have April 20th. We are doing a 420 virtual live show for Small Town Murder. Can't wait. Get your tickets. I think they come the 13th. So
13th of February.
If you're listening after the 13th, they're on sale. It's 420. I am going to, you never know, I'm going to get Jimmy to do something. We'll just put it that way. Jimmy, you never know. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but you might get to see Jimmy on edibles. I'm just saying, which is a giggly, hilarious scene that oh my God, you want to see that. So definitely get on that. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all of your bonus material. $5 or more a month gets you the whole thing, the back catalog of bonus stuff, new episodes every other week, and you get all of them. The Crime and Sports, Small Town Murder. What you're going to get this week is, for Crime and Sports, we're going to talk about And One, the brand.
Oh,
there's that documentary, and there's some other stuff to talk about, all the mixtapes and And One. You guys know what that is, so it'll be
it's deep.
It's crazy stuff and very interesting. Started a whole basketball league based around shoes. Came out after that. It was a big deal in the late 90s, 2000s. It was a giant deal. So we'll talk about And One. For Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about something super gross. We are going to talk about sex in the People's Temple. Meaning Jim Jones's People's Temple. So Jonestown and pre-Jonestown, what was that like? What were the weird shit that was going on there when one guy is in control of 1,000 people's sex lives? What do you think is happening there? We will talk all about it. Patreon.com/crime and sports. And Jimmy will, of course, fuck your name up royally at the end of the show whilst trying to thank you for your patronage. So that's how that goes there. So that said, I think it's time to get into this. We have some crazy shit here for you guys. Let's do it with we're going NFL today.
Hey.
In honor of the Super Bowl. We're going to go NFL.
I love it,
And we are going to talk about Brandon Browner. You remember him?
No.
You
for the Browns?
No, he's one of the Legion of Boom guys from Seattle.
Oh,
remember it was Browner, Cam Chancellor. Remember that whole crew?
Was he a lineman?
He's a cornerback.
Oh,
so it was him and Sherman, and he was one of the big guys there. And then he played for New England and won the Super Bowl too. And we'll talk all about him. Yeah, right. I can't believe. That's hilarious that you don't remember this guy. Less than 10 years ago.
Wow.
He was in all these Super Bowls.
He probably beat Denver.
I'm sure, many times. Brandon Kemar Browner. Kemar is the middle name there. He is born August 2nd, 1984. So young guy still here, not too old. Born in Los Angeles, raised in Los Angeles. He is an L.A. guy. Now, his childhood, he's got some issues in his childhood, and it's mainly early on. Not him, but his family. He comes up in a tough family here.
But he grew up when you and I grew up, and when L.A. was kind of it was known for some gangster parts.
Oh yeah. No, he doesn't grow up that well either. I mean, he's got his mom and dad. It's his mom very strict, which we'll find out you kind of have to be when you have this amount of a brood under you.
Sure.
But father Keith, apparently, from what I understand, was in and out of the prison system. So he was. Yeah, you got a dad who's in and out of stuff, doing some shady shit possibly. And at home, there's an article from his high school years where they say at home he has one sister, Brianna, and a brother, Ronell, who's 11, okay? That's what they say at the time. But he also has 15 other brothers and sisters, apparently.
Oh, so they didn't lie. They just
left a lot of... I don't know if they were the only ones living at that home that he was in or what.
15 others.
But there are 17 brothers and sisters, so 18 total children, apparently, between the mother and the father.
Holy shit.
I don't know who are stepbrothers, stepsisters, who lives there, who doesn't, who's 26, you know what I mean?
We
Who's
didn't plan any of this, right?
This is a fucking, it's a lot of kids, though. It's a lot. So, Brandon, he's an angry guy. I'm just going to say that. He is an angry cat, man. And it showed in his football because he's a hard hitter. For a cornerback, he's a real hard hitter. Corner. Yeah. He's a real hard hitter. He's 6'4", he's 210 pounds. He's a big guy for a corner. He's not a pushover.
Is he the baby?
He's a big physical corner. No, he's not a baby. He's not the baby. He's somewhere in the middle there. Because I think Ronell was the 11
he was
at
11.
the time.
Yeah,
he's the baby. So he's a real physical guy, and he's a real angry guy, as we'll find out from some quotes later. He really, really liked boxing a lot as a kid.
Hell yeah.
Real into boxing, which if you're a kid in the 90s, it was easy to get into because all of the lower weight class, once you got past Tyson and Holyfield and all that kind of shit, all those lower weight classes were a lot of fun in the late 90s with Trinidad and De La Hoya and fucking Vargas and all those guys. There was a lot going on.
The heavyweight group really brought a lot of eyes to boxing, and there was it was a lot of fun to watch because everybody had something different. There was personality, and the fights were fantastic. Now they're not near as good anymore.
That's the problem. I don't know why that is exactly, but the fights, I don't know what heavyweight boxing hasn't been anything in 30 years, 25
Although
years.
I do like Tyson Fury. I do like watching that guy, and I root for him. Also because he's a fat schlub, and I really enjoy watching
I don't want to watch a fat guy fight, though.
Win.
I don't want to watch a fat guy fight. I want to watch a guy who trained really well and has and he's ripped, and he fights another guy who trained really well, and they're both the best. I don't want to watch two fat guys who hit hard fight each other. I just don't.
Like
that's what MMA is for.
Looks like when he's done, he's got to check back in for his Amazon shift.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta go drive the truck. It's parked outside. I got like a dozen, 15 more deliveries to make tonight.
A lot of Prime today.
It's all right. I can do it. I got time for this fight, I think. No, I mean, he's a great fighter. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I'm just saying, to watch, you're just like, wow, I don't know. I think it was more fun to watch Mike Tyson fight. Just saying.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Muhammad Ali,
Just as like a people's champ, as like representing the everyday guy. He's certainly doing it.
That's fun and all, but then you see somebody who's in shape who'll come beat him. It should be. That's how it should work, but he's a tough son of a bitch. That's all there is to it. But Browner liked Roy Jones Jr. a lot. Mm-hmm. And in the 90s, Roy Jones was a bad motherfucker. I mean, he was untouchable. You couldn't touch him. Yeah. He was like Floyd Mayweather, but actually could hit you all, hit people back too with some force. So obviously, as a kid who is, built for more aggressive shit, physical, he likes physical sports and stuff like that. So he's into Roy Jones. By the way, I have to say, I mentioned earlier that he's a member of that Seahawks defense, the Legion of Boom, which I despise that nickname for anything. I really hate that shit. It's so stupid. It's very stupid. I don't like the word play on existing phrases for football. I don't know. The Vikings had the purple.
That sounds rad.
The purple people eaters. That's not what they are, though. That's nobody ever called them that. You just made that up.
yeah, they picked it, didn't they?
Yeah.
You don't get to name yourself.
No. The Broncos in the 70s, the Orange Crush defense. Orange Crush was a soda, so that was like a thing. Purple People Eaters was a fucking song, so that was whatever. The Legion of... it's just annoying. Screw you and your wordplay. I hate wordplay. It's just the lowest form of any kind of anything of human communication, and I despise
and the Legion of Doom was comic books, right? Is that what that's from? What's the Legion of Doom?
Yeah, Legion of Doom is, well, number one, it was the Road Warriors in WWF when they were there. They called them the Legion of Doom. But they were from, wasn't that a cartoon thing, the Legion of Doom?
Yeah, I think it was comic book characters, right?
I thought it was like the Legion of, I don't know what the fuck. I'm not into that shit, so I'm not
Master
positive.
of the Universe or some shit like that?
It's not that, because I remember He-Man pretty well, but I think it's some sort of people who flying superheroes fight them. I don't know. We're gonna get a lot of messages about this one. I'll tell you that much. I don't know why I brought it up, because it's just going to be people explaining comic book canon to me that I don't want to hear. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah.
So.
I just liked LOB. I thought that was a cool thing to scream.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty rad. That was a Legion
LOB.
of Boom. LOB.
Yeah, LOB. I thought you said LLB. I was like, LOB.
No, LOB. Yeah.
LOB.
Although Richard Sherman used it like the dumbest time ever, like when they beat the Niners in the championship, and then he screamed how sorry Michael Crabtree is, and then he just screamed LOB and walked away.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
He did kind of ruin it, but
sir,
LOB
you went to Stanford. Calm down. Relax.
Took your chain and you dummy.
Your college roommate Cody is very embarrassed right now. He's saying that you're bringing shame upon the whole hall, is the way he put it. I don't even know what that means, because I didn't go to college. But
you went to Stanford, Richard.
Richard. So anyway, Browner loves Roy Jones Jr. He says that's his favorite thing in sports at the time. This is in high school he's talking about in a newspaper article, is to watch a Roy Jones Jr. fight. Nothing else gets him as Jack. Yeah. He says, quote, he dominates his fights, and I like to see someone just get in there and dominate.
Okay.
That's what he likes. So that's who he wants to be. And he started getting into Roy Jones Jr.'s fights so much that he decided he wanted to box too.
Is that right?
Well, I could do this. Yeah. Junior year in high school, he started boxing.
Okay.
Here. He's started. It said it gave him a more aggressive outlook on all sports. Because you see.
That's what you need.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, for football, but you see in boxing, when someone is trying to punch you in the face, you have to punch them back. There's no, you better, you better, or he's going to punch you even more.
Certainly encouraged.
It's probably the best thing to do, I would say, to avoid getting punched in the face. In my opinion, I would say if someone said, "How do I not get punched in the face?" I'd say punch first and more. I guess.
Be the aggressor, not the aggressee.
Not the aggressee. He actually won both of his fights that he fought, two amateur fights. Mm-hmm. Won both of them. He said, quote, "It was fun. I learned a lot of new things, learned how to play another sport."
Okay.
So he liked it. He said that he liked how demanding physically it was, too. A boxing workout's crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah. You go 3 minutes in a ring, you think you're going to die. You go, how the fuck do people do that 12 times in a fight? That's crazy.
You got to do all the things to do to survive, include breathe.
That's just do the motions of 3 minutes of boxing. Just do that. Just that dancing, the punching, the moving, the bobbing back and forth. Now add another guy trying to punch you in the face while you're doing that. Exercise while people are beating you.
Don't forget to breathe.
Yeah, and don't forget to breathe, because you'll fall down. Whatever exercise you do, I don't care if it's Peloton or CrossFit, whatever you do that you think is really hard, imagine that while someone is actively trying to punch you in the face. Someone who really knows what they're doing, too, is really trying to punch you in the face, and you have to punch them back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so just keeping your wind is hard. Never mind getting punched in the face. So Brandon said, I liked being pushed as hard as I could, see how hard I could push myself. That's just the type of person I am. I like to be pushed to the max.
Okay.
And we'll find out. He likes to push a lot of people to the max, including including people that aren't playing sports. So he did say football, though, was his number one passion. In high school, he also runs track. He's on the track and field team. He's playing football. He's boxing. He said, I had to get back. Football is what I really love. So he also joined the basketball and baseball teams as well in high school.
What?
He likes to exert physicality in any way he can.
I don't understand how to be a parent of a 4-sport athlete.
That
seems fucking nuts.
I feel like the only way to do it is to have 17 other kids and go, I can't make it to any of your games, so just tell me how you did. I don't know. I'm too busy. I got a lot of kids.
I just don't understand the transportation. That alone, one sport is bad enough.
He's really good. I feel like a coach will pick him up if they have to. Like he's real good. The bus
will stop at his house.
Yeah. They'll come grab him on the way because he's good. They need him. It's one of those deals. So he played basketball, baseball, football, and ran track and field. So he did all of that.
Damn it.
Fucking wild. He goes to Monroe High School for a while, and then he goes to Slymar High School as a senior. Slymar, S-L-Y-M-A-R in L.A. My cousin knew. He went to high school in L.A. He knew of it, so it's apparently not a small school or anything like that. But he's a wide receiver in high school.
Is that right?
So, he's a guy who loves to hit, and hitting is his whole physicality is his whole game, so it's very weird that he'd be a wide receiver beforehand.
Likes to make contact first.
Yeah, but he's 6'4", so he's a big, tall, fast guy. So in high school, I mean, that's a dominant wide receiver. He's in the Los Angeles Times. He is listed on his team here as the most underrated player on the team coming into his junior year. Yeah, they said that. In his first 4 games of the year, he had 5 interceptions that year, his junior year of high school, and he's really good. They're talking about how he's got Division I, college football ability, and all these newspaper articles. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I can't imagine, people like us who didn't bloom for a long time, and still there's still some petals waiting to pop here.
Close, yeah.
We're still not there. Can you imagine the Los Angeles Times doing an article about you when you're 17 years old?
The biggest paper in California, right? I mean,
it's one of the bigger ones in the country. Yeah. It's one of the biggest dailies in the country, especially when newspapers in 2000, when people still got newspapers.
Right.
Imagine, and you live in L.A., I would have carried that article around with me everywhere.
He's still got it, guarantee it.
So it's just wild, man, to have that. That must be so cool.
I'd never let that go. Never.
No, never. But
it would be yellow, and I'd be bequeathing it to somebody.
Check to my children, all framed, all nice.
Never forget me.
In a little tiny frame, because I keep it in my pocket, remember? I get a phone holster, but just for that,
I had it shrunk down so I could wear it in a locket.
Yeah. Different copies of it. Had it blown up. So it's in my living room on the wall. So, I'm watching that and I'm going, Jesus, that is just jarring. It must be crazy for a 17-year-old. Then I looked right under this in the newspaper in the Los Angeles Times. This is like the high school sports section, which is hilarious. Right under this article about the 17-year-old kid, there is... Oh, shit. The sales, Jimmy, the sales. Yeah. Oh, my God. It's just Jack Shacks as far as the eye can see. I'm going to read you some of these ads. Strip clubs and fucking stroke joints and everything you can imagine is in the high school sports section. It's wild. First up, Oriental Spa. Sauna, shower, and relaxing. What do you think relaxing is, Jimmy? They're going to clean you first, make sure your dick isn't filthy, and then they're going to jack you up.
Feet up, drained balls. That's relaxed.
Feet up, balls drained. Oh, no, this is...
This kid has Division I talent. Come get jerked off.
Division I talent, yes. By the way, this isn't even from the Los Angeles Times, these ads. This is from another article about him. Yeah. This is from the Roy Jones Jr. boxing article. So this is in the Tennessee, and they're talking about him. This isn't even near him. So these are all in Tennessee.
Nashville tug parlor.
Yeah, the Oriental Spa's on Murfreesboro Road here. What is this? IHANA. It says Nashville's most exclusive relaxation center.
Don't buy weed here, y'all.
Wow. Relaxing is definitely the code word there for gonna jerk you off, right? Gonna relax
Weed's
you.
Weed's illegal, but will drain your fucking soul.
All these are relaxing, or most exclusive relaxation center.
Wink, wink.
It does make it sound like it's really like clean and like everything's white tables. You go in, it's like an Apple store, but then they jerk you off. Like that's what it seems like. A relaxation
white,
center.
all right.
It's white. Well, what color else would you have it? I mean, you know it's going to happen there.
White.
Yeah, you know it's going to happen there. Jesus Christ. How often do you want to change the carpet, really?
That white glows under a black light still.
Then, underneath where it says Nashville's most exclusive relaxation center, there's a phone number. Then under that, in quotes, it says the ultimate in pampered relaxation. So this is a place where you, wow.
The ultimate. What the fuck else could that mean? How is this? How are these not rated on the daily?
There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 words. 2 of them are relaxation. Do you understand that? 10 words and 2 of them are relaxation. That is wild.
Very obvious.
That's 20%. 20% of the words you've spoken are relaxation. Imagine if I spoke to you and every fifth word I said, oh, it's the same word all. It's a relaxation, relaxation, relaxation.
I think you're really interested in doing that.
You'd go, what is the code here, right? Like, what does relaxation mean? Why you keep saying that, dude? Oh, man.
Why are you so tense, James?
I know, just the place for you. It's the most exclusive relaxation center. Right under that is the original private dancer.
Oh.
Okay. Erotic, not even exotic, erotic dancing in a private setting. So this is...
You can also get jerked off here.
This is, you go there.
Yeah.
These are all just... You just buy women. That's what this is. This is. Then under that is Divas Oriental. Mm-hmm. Divas, like her name is Diva. Divas Oriental Relaxation Center. It's a relaxation center.
They were so fucking obvious about everything they were doing pre 9/11.
Wow, relaxation center. That is wild. And they're open.
That feels like there's just like stalls with like milk.
Like a center feels like there's business being done there. There's like, you know what I mean? There's paperwork.
Oh, there's business. It's
lab
like
coats
dairy
and shit.
cow business.
Yeah, that's how it feels like to me. It's just there's a line. You go in. It's all stainless steel, washed down.
Milking stations.
Yeah, like an outdoor kitchen. Yeah. So they're open 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. at the relaxation center. So. Obviously,
for 6 hours to
people go in
this motherfucker.
People go in for legitimate medical, just a nice run at 2 a.m. on the regular. That's normal. So, right
medical
there, I think
a.m.
right away what that's about. Right away, I think. Right? Yeah. This is wild. Then you can head on over once you're good and relaxed.
Yeah.
You can head on over to the Brass Stables.
Oh, what's there?
It's a gentleman's club.
Oh.
Located in world-famous Printer's Alley. I don't know what the fuck that is. Free entertainment. Free entertainment with ad. 2 to 10 p.m.
Yeah, drag the
this. Roll your chair. Look at this. It has You're supposed to cut out this coupon. You're supposed to walk into a strip club with a fucking newspaper coupon in your hand. I sir.
Expect nothing less from a place called The Stables, James.
Right this way, sir. Have our best table. Oh, my.
He's got the perforated coupon, everybody.
Ladies, gather around. He has the coupon. And they all come with oh, my. Tits come out. The coupon.
At the Stables.
Wow. How unimpressive are you at the strip club? The guy with the newspaper coupon staining your fingers because it's a dark colored ink on this ad too.
Yeah,
so it's staining your fingers. It's September game night special, free cover with official ticket stub, which is this newspaper coupon. Have lunch on us. No thanks. I'm okay. When did nudity and fucking food service become one in these strip clubs? I get that they want the lunch work crowd.
Yeah.
But
was it very common for people to be like, I got to go to get some food? Was it they didn't want to lose their clientele, so they were like, Put in a
guess.
buffet. We'll lose that excuse real quick.
Well, I guess if you're hungry and you want tits, but you have to work the rest of the day, you're going to probably go, I guess I'll get the tits later because I'm hungry. But if you can get food and tits, I guess they're thinking they can
get it on your lunch break. Yeah.
I suppose, but I don't understand. I wouldn't eat anything more than like a sandwich very well wrapped in cellophane that came from the outside, and I'd keep it wrapped and I'd like take a little bit off and bite it, you know what I mean, and then wrap it back over because I don't know what's floating around in there, clapping their asses together and shit. There's particles everywhere. I don't like that. There's food. Look, fun is fun, but we're eating here. This is
there's a lot of boners in here, and I don't know how pent up these guys are, but sometimes when you get rock hard, there's a little bit of some drib. You know what I mean? Some extra something on the tip of there.
Between
I don't want that rubbing on anything.
The asses and the taints and the boners. It's too much. It just smells like
it's a lot.
It smells like bleach and body spray in here, and I can't take it anymore. I don't want to eat in that environment. No. So, no cover for lunch, free buffet with ad. So you bring this coupon, you're getting the strip club buffet, which has been sitting out, and someone will rub on you. So there's that.
The blue.
And it's BYOB here as well, which means
the classiest establishments are
animals. Guys passing fucking Dickel bottles back and forth while they stare at some poor woman's vagina. This is disgusting.
That B does not stand for beer. I guarantee that. That is booze indeed. Yeah.
Show will continue here with this. Here's another place, the Showtime Show Bar, Nashville's premier gentlemen's club. All the new, what is this? Oh, with this ad, you get in for free there. So you can get that.
Ad?
So that's another coupon. Then there's September, Club Platinum. $5 cover, $5 off your cover with ads.
Okay.
So come see the one and only shower dance is what they're advertising.
Okay.
You're going to watch a woman bathe. Totally nude performances. Okay. That's in quotes for some reason. Why is that in quotes? Who are you quoting? Totally nude performances doesn't need quotes. Just put it in capital letters and if you build it, they will come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it says with quotes, it makes me think it's not.
Yeah, if you take it out of your pants, they will come. That's how it works. So September game night special free cover with official ticket stub, another one of those. So then finally, the world famous, they're all world famous.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
World famous Tiffany's Cabaret.
Never heard of it.
World famous because some fucking country singer, Marty Robbins, jizzed his pants there in 1974. So we're all going to, world famous. Tiffany's Cabaret, the official, or the original, I'm sorry, Gentlemen's Club. It gets gross. Las Vegas style review. Over 100 of Nashville's finest entertainers. I hope not at the same time.
Was Vegas the first place to pull tits out? What's with the style?
I think it's just maybe Las Vegas has its own style. I think cities have their own style of strip club.
Do they?
Yeah, because like Atlanta's are like, they'll fuck you and there's gunplay, like shots ring out.
It's worse than that in Atlanta.
Like L.A. has a certain style. New York is I think it's just I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a strip club guy. I'll be real honest with you.
I've been to several of them, James. You know what?
Don't like them.
The constant is thongs, titties out. That's the constant.
That's it.
I don't know what the style is.
This is totally nude upscale entertainment.
Okay.
So it's
sometimes the pussy's out. Jesus.
Wow. Now serving a full lunch and dinner menu. Thank God for that. Yeah. And it says Friday, 11:30 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. Complimentary prime rib buffet.
Gross.
I'm not
free prime rib.
Okay. Now I'm not eating roast beef. You know what I mean?
I'm not eating that in there. No,
it's just weird.
This is all nude. This is too much.
It's too much for me. They're open till 5 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. That is crazy. So, anyway.
Oh, boy.
I had to say the high school sports.
Framing in this kid has collegiate talent.
Collegiate potential and likes Roy Jones Jr. So, he's an all-West region football star here. All Valley Mission League selection. I don't know what the hell that. No, that's northern area of Los Angeles as a senior. He was Mission League MVP. As a junior, he played at Monroe Hills, and he went to Slimar. He was a receiver during high school, had 1,726 career yards.
Wow.
24 touchdowns, and he was also playing cornerback where he had 16 career interceptions as well.
Jesus Christ.
So he was running both sides there and dominating.
Did they win the state?
Well, as a senior, he also returned 3 punts for touchdowns as well.
Shit.
So he also lettered in track and field and competing in the high jump, triple jump, and 200 meter.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot, man.
He's busy.
That's just so much activity. Here's an article I found from April 2000 where he won 2 events for Mission when he was a junior. He won the 110 high hurdles and the high jump also.
Okay.
So, wow, not bad.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
He was rated the 62nd best athlete in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. I guess they lumped those together for scouting purposes back then. By Super Prep magazine, having 16 interceptions. And he commits to USC in 2000.
Yeah.
Staying local.
62nd best athlete, not just in football, not just in, because you're going to have baseball players, basketball, everybody in there, huh?
Everybody.
Wow.
No, this is everything, every golfers, you name it. He's 62nd. And California is a giant state. And Hawaii and Nevada, too.
Yeah.
So you had Vegas in there. It's a lot. He, as a receiver, he averaged 23.9 yards per catch as a junior.
Oh, my.
That's wild. That's just ridiculous.
Every time he touches the ball, we get a fourth of the football field.
That's crazy. His coach said, he's for real. Well, no shit. He looks as fast and as quick as ever, his other coach said. I don't think the surgery, he had a little surgery, I don't think a surgery had any effect on his playing ability. I think he will be in the top 2 or 3 running backs in the area and could be the best. I don't know why they thought this guy, because he thought he could be a running back, he said, too. They thought he was going to be a good running back. So anyway, he commits to USC, then a couple months later, changes his mind, doesn't want to go to USC, ends up going to Oregon State.
Is that right?
Yes, which is weird. Those USC teams were 2002 to 5. Those are, that's their big window there.
Going to OSU? Why?
Went to OSU. I don't know what it is. Probably because there's a lot of competition at USC, and you're not going to be able to start at maybe till you're a junior. Mm-hmm. And I think probably at OSU, maybe he had they probably said, we will start you. You know what I mean?
Is this Pete Carroll days at USC? It is, right?
Yeah. This is when they start winning national championships.
Yeah.
This is Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart and all those people.
That might be why.
I think it was probably they had too much talent, probably. Yeah. And also maybe he wanted to get away from home. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah.
So he goes to college, goes to Oregon State, redshirts his freshman year.
Sure, yeah.
2003, the Beavers are 8-5. And they go to the Las Vegas Bowl. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Yikes, where they beat New Mexico 55-14.
Oh, boy.
And he has 6 interceptions that year.
Wow.
And 1 run back for a touchdown. So pretty goddamn good is what I'm saying here. Not too shabby at all.
First year?
He's third in the Pac-10 in interceptions, and he's doing pretty well. Once he's a starter, he starts every game he plays for Oregon State. Always a starter. When he's a freshman, he is named to the Freshman All-America team by the Football Writers Association and the Sporting News in 2003. He was Pac-10 Conference Freshman of the Year and was a member of the All Pac-10 second team. So not even freshman, just of everybody.
Yeah,
he's the second team.
He is playing defense in college.
Yeah, no offense anymore.
He may have made a big fucking impact at USC being.
I think he would have.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he would have.
Yeah, they would have looked a lot better.
He might not have played, though. He probably that's a big deal. When you're a kid, too, you're like, I'm not going to play for like 2 years. That sucks. I don't want to ride the fucking bench, especially.
All the attention's on these fucks.
You've been such a star. It's got to be hard for someone to go from, I'm in the Los Angeles Times, I'm in the Tennessean right above the strip clubs.
Right.
You read about me, then find out where to relax. You know what I'm saying?
I'm selling prime rib already.
Yeah. Hard to go from that to you don't play. You just sit there and watch, and you're not a star and nobody cares about you. So I don't know. He ranked 9th in the nation with 6 interceptions, had 43 tackles, 6 pass breakups, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 stops for losses. So, damn good. Damn good. He says he says he wanted to play offense, but they didn't let him. He said it was hard to watch the offense play because I know I can go out and make some of those plays. I know I can make some of those plays that go to these guys, but that's their job, and my job is to play cornerback, so I'm going to do what I have to do at cornerback. He's like, I'm a better receiver than some of the guys we have. I want that. He said that cornerback is harder to play than wide receiver, which obviously, because receivers know where they're going, and corners have to guess and go based on hip movements and shit of where you're going.
And your job is to stop them from doing what they want to do. That's not going to be easier.
Well, 11 guys on the other team have conspired against you to run something.
They have an idea of what
you
they're
have to stop
do.
it all.
You got to guess.
He said, at this level, it's very hard. Someone tells you it isn't, they're lying because it's very tough out here, especially in the Pac-10. Technique has to be sound. We work on our technique day in and day out. It's very tough. Cornerback's probably the hardest position since I've got to college. That's what I found.
Sure.
So he thinks it's very hard. He says that he uses his boxing skills at corner. Okay. Really? Yeah, for the initial bump, at the line bump. He says, my bump off the line is a lot more aggressive with these guys. It's kind of similar to boxing where you use your hands a lot more. That's going to get him in a lot of trouble later on, both on the field and off the field, by the way, using his hands a little bit too much. So he said that he likes also the contact of tackling a running back up the middle. He likes that. He said, just making plays, I just like to bang, bang. Which sounds like he's going to start a song. That's like the start of a chorus. I just like to bang, bang, and then he's going to say some other shit. And
I'm surprised somebody didn't sample that. It wasn't recorded, huh?
Especially in like 2002. I'm surprised Nelly didn't do something with that. Right. You know what I mean? He's just going to bang, bang.
So many rappers had like an interview at the beginning of the song, and then they just dropped the words in there.
That's how it goes, man. Why not?
Drake could have used that for bang bang.
Yeah. I just like to bang bang. You could auto-tune it, put it up and down. People
Dre had a song called
Bang
Bang, for Christ's sake.
He said, I just like football. Football's a tough man sport, a modern gladiator sport.
Okay.
So he just likes contact here. He is All-America in 2004, All Pac-10 Conference, and looking great. Everything's looking great here. He is always the guy who faces the other team's top receiver in college. He had 44 tackles, 9 pass deflections, and a blocked kick also that year. Right. Jesus Christ. So he does very well all over the place. So he's looking good. Here's an interview with him from a newspaper here. Quick questions with Brandon Browner.
Okay.
This is when he's a sophomore. What are your goals beyond football? He said, I want to help the kids back home in Los Angeles by coaching, getting involved in the community, that kind of thing. All right. What historical figure would you like to have a dinner conversation with?
Oh, boy.
Historical figure.
Yeah.
Historical.
Anybody ever in history.
In history.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is 2002, okay? Okay. Either Martin Luther King Jr. or Michael Jordan. Well,
one of those two people.
Michael Jordan was, I think, still playing in the NBA at that point in time. So that's highly possible. You could
He's
probably work
visible.
that out. You're an All-American. You could probably, I don't know, work something out. Sign with his agent. I bet it would work.
Anybody ever, that guy.
Yeah. Okay. I'd want to talk to Martin Luther King about being a civil rights activist, and with Michael Jordan for his sports mind. Now, I'd want to talk about the opposite with them. I'd want to talk nothing with sports with Martin Luther King Jr. He'd never see it coming. He'd never see it coming. Like, where do you stand? Are you like a man-to-man guy, more of a zone? I think he'd be like,
What do you think of the cheap? What do you think of the hook shot? Is that cheating?
What do you think? Yeah. If you get a sky hook, it's pretty unstoppable, right? Okay. And then I'd want to talk to Michael Jordan about nothing but civil rights, which would just confuse him because he'd be like, I don't really talk about politics and that sort of thing much. And he'd be like, but Mike.
Did you ever meet Medgar Evers? Tell me about him.
I think that would be fun. If he would have said that, I would have died laughing. I want to mix it up and just throw a monkey wrench in the whole situation.
Just see the face. I want to see the look.
Yeah, like, yes. Huh?
I want to see Mike internally melt down.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not talking about this. So Mike be looking for cameras and shit. I don't want to talk about this on camera. He said they would be good to learn from. They said, if you were stranded on a desert island, who would you like to be there with you? Mm-hmm. Who do you think he's going to say?
My mama.
Nope, my girlfriend, Deanna Luano.
I need pussy.
That's awesome. That is awesome. What are your hobbies? Playing video games. Right now, my favorite game is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It just came out in 2004. Fuck, it was great. It was. Yeah. If it wasn't your favorite game in 2004, you were doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
It was great.
Turn off Donkey Kong Country and blow your mind.
Yeah, just amazing. But my favorite all time is Madden 2005, which was the new Madden at the time. Yeah. So there you go. What's something not many people know about you? Okay. They don't know the person I am for my mind.
What?
That's an exact quote. They don't know the person I am for my mind. I'm a good guy to get to know. That's not an answer to the question, first of all.
And that first sentence doesn't even make sense.
That is a word salad right there. It's just and it's been tossed.
Yeah,
liberally.
They clearly caught you off guard with that question.
He did not. Wow. They don't know the person I am for my mind. I'm a good guy to get to know. Next question. Next question.
We're on to next week.
Yeah. And listen, I don't think I would have been a great interview at 20 either, probably. I would have said some dumb shit that you wouldn't have known what I was talking about either. So not sniping, but still. Wow. Who was the biggest influence in your life?
Okay.
My girlfriend, Mama? Deanna Luana. That would have been great. Tiffany from Tiffany's Cabaret. Very relaxing.
Give me brain just the way I like.
No, my mother, Brenda Fisher.
Okay.
She did it all without a husband. I come from a one-parent household. She did it all, took care of 3 kids, worked multiple jobs to take care of us, and we always had a roof over our heads.
It is
so,
impressive.
yeah, I don't know if some of the kids were older. I don't know if maybe the dad had 15 kids separately, which he's in and out of prison. Who knows? I mean, it's possible. Yeah. Jesus. They said, what was your childhood fear?
Oh, boy.
What do you think?
Being hungry? Not eating tonight?
No, he said, I've always been afraid of death. Well,
really?
Yeah. That's, I mean, obviously. Okay. Besides, when you ask someone, what's your besides death, obviously. That's
right, but in which
you
way?
You have to add that, I think.
Which way does death present itself that you're most afraid of? How about that?
Okay,
one?
Yeah, that would
death
be
by bear, death by fire, death by shark.
What are you afraid of?
Or you just
You're really afraid of being attacked by an animal, aren't you?
I am.
Being trapped in a forest fire, being eaten by a grizzly bear. That seems to be your biggest fear.
It's why I don't want to go in the ocean. It's why
no, I don't want to go in the ocean.
It's the reason for a lot of things that I don't do.
He said, I've always been afraid of death. Nothing happened or anything like that. I've just always been afraid of death.
Oh.
Well, yeah, what else? What? I'd say, besides death, what's your fear in life?
Yeah.
Since death is something we all share.
In your youth, certainly, for sure, it frightens you because you're like, oh, my God, it take this
People
life
die.
for granted. Yeah. And
but when you're a kid, you go, that'll never happen to me, though.
Right.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm not going to die.
He didn't follow up that question? They just left it
Nope,
at that?
that's
Just
it. No, the reporter Cliff Kirkpatrick just said, well, good enough for me.
Solid answer.
We'll leave it at that. I don't know if he was like running off the practice field with his helmet under his arm while he was hitting him with these questions. That would make sense for they don't know the person I am for my mind as he's running by. That would make sense. What's your pet peeve? Players who give up, players who don't try hard, and players who whine. Okay. That's his pet peeve. So at the combine, he is 6'3.5", 221 pounds. That's a big corner. That's a lot of cornerback right there.
My God.
32 and whatever his length and his hands don't matter. 40-yard dash 4.68, which is not great for a cornerback.
No, it's a little slow.
That's a slow corner, more of a safety. Type of speed here. What else here? Vertical jump, 36.5-inch vertical jump. That's good.
Bad. Yeah.
That's not bad for a big man like that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And bench press, I think it's 225 pounds, 13 reps. So not bad. Jimmy, 2005 NFL Draft number 1 overall pick is
Matt Leinart?
No. I think he was
it's
like
a quarterback though, right?
When he went, he was like 6th or 11th. 11th to the Cardinals. 11th to the Cardinals. Okay. Leinart went, I want to say, or 10th.
Was it
or
Clowney
something.
in 2005?
It is Alex Smith.
Oh my, really?
It is Alex Smith. Yeah, this is the draft that Aaron Rodgers was supposed to go maybe 1, maybe 3, but no lower than 5. And then every time they drafted someone, they'd cut to him getting sadder and sadder. Remember that? Yeah. Sad Aaron Rodgers, sadder Aaron Rodgers. And then by the end, it was just, they're like, what do you think of this? They just drafted a guy who didn't even play in college last year. He was bagging groceries. Before that, he played for Appalachian State for half a season. They drafted him ahead of you. How do you feel about that, Alex? Or Aaron? And he's just like, you just never know where you go. And you just got to be happy to go wherever you go. And whoever picks me, I'm going to be thrilled about it. Just can't wait to learn that playbook.
Learn the playbook, get to work, and
that goes.
I lost millions of dollars tonight.
I did. I just watched about $50 million guaranteed dollars slip through my fingers tonight. Yeah. So
in several years, you guys are going to be doing this same thing to a man called Mattress Mac every time a baseball is hit.
I'm just going to watch Brett Favre for a couple of years now, I suppose. So there's that.
Alex Smith. Whoops.
Now, cornerbacks in this draft, because he's a cornerback. Pac-Man's the first one. Adam Pac-Man Jones the first one. Antrell Roll, Carlos Rogers. There's a bunch of them in here. Altogether, though, Browner's not drafted at all.
Is that right?
He's not drafted, and a lot of teams. There's a lot of guys who aren't drafted. Like the guys who get drafted in the 6th and 7th rounds sometimes aren't as coveted as the guys who the teams sign as free agents immediately after the draft.
Okay.
A lot of teams are waiting for guys hoping they don't get drafted so they can sign them as a free agent, not have to waste that pick. You know what I'm saying? Browner becomes that guy, and the Broncos signed Brandon Browner.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Like, I think the day after the draft, they signed him.
Never heard of him.
Well, that's because he broke his arm during training camp.
Whoops.
And the Broncos waived him in August, and then they ended up, no one claimed him so because he's a undrafted rookie with a broken arm, so not really a big hot commodity.
Yeah.
So they place him on the IR after that.
Okay.
So he plays
him.
Yeah, plays it on injured reserve. They said here's an article here saying he'll miss the entire season with a broken arm, placed on injured reserve. They said he impressed the coaches with several interceptions and aggressive play in training camp and was a strong defender in goal line and red zone drills, but then he broke his arm. So
poor bastard. Holy shit.
He had it, man. That was tough. He made $150,000 that year, though.
Not bad.
So, I mean, it's something.
Broken wing, yeah.
Yeah. But July 25th, 2006, training camp the next year, they waive him.
Oh,
so they get rid of him. So he doesn't play any football in 2006.
Wow.
Only plays training camp in 2005.
Oh, my God.
So he has no job. He's just unemployed. So he signs with Canada. He goes to Canada.
Oh my God!
The CFL signs him. Oh, this guy has his route to the NFL is amazing. Like he would be such an incredibly inspirational story to people.
Yeah.
To like people who want to accomplish something, I guess, if he wasn't a complete pile of dog shit. As a person, yeah. As a person, he's terrible. So he said that this whole time he's sad about it. In 2007, he said 2 years away. Talking about football. He said 2 years with no football, 2 frustrating years, a couple of workouts by NFL teams. That was just about it. Just sitting around waiting for the phone to ring. I'm a football player. That's what I do. I'm not a 9 to 5 guy. I'm a 1 to 60 guy. Which I think you mean 0 to 60 is what you're trying to say. People need to know me for who I am in my mind.
I'm a 1 to 60 guy.
I'm a 1 to 60 guy.
I guess that means he never stops. He's at least trucking at 1.
He doesn't go 0. He's always at least puttering.
He's always idling, always moving a little.
Not a 9 to 5er though. He says that he's got a real sense of urgency now. He really wants to play football, and he had a son named Matthew this year as well. So now he's an unemployed father. Which isn't great. He said, quote, suddenly you're a parent, you're a father, no income. So, yeah, there's a sense of desperation. You wonder what's going to happen. So I'm excited to be here in Canada where he signed, to have this opportunity. I can't wait to get out and play again. So he wants to be there, and so he signs with the Calgary Stampeders of the NFL.
James, I am panicking for him.
Right? Aren't you getting like, oh, no, I hope this doesn't work out.
Diapers cost? Oh, my God.
Yeah. And he didn't graduate college, so he doesn't have a degree in anything in particular. Now, he's going to play 4 years in Canada, and he's going to do very, very well there. Let's see, interception-wise, where is he on interceptions? He's got forced fumbles, too. He's forcing a ton of fumbles here. He's really killing it. So he wins a Grey Cup championship with Calgary in 2008, which is their Super Bowl.
Okay, is that what
I suppose? Yeah. They give you like you win like a thing of maple syrup for the whole team. It's a big one.
It's a Grey Cup full of poutine.
Full of poutine, and then there's syrup on the side. Yeah. So he is all CFL, which is their Pro Bowl, I guess, all pro or whatever, in 2008, 9, and 10. So he's does really well in Canada. He crushes it up there, and he wants to take another run at the NFL, playing so well in Canada for 4 years. He's hoping someone notices him, and who notices him but the Seattle Seahawks, and who is their coach?
Pete Carroll.
He
Son of a bitch.
I know that guy.
Hey, remember when you said no to me, you asshole?
That's that guy I wanted from high school.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. And that's just enough to get a guy to go, well, look at his film real quick. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you go, hey, look at him. Holy shit. He's a big guy.
Take a chance on that kid.
Yeah, and that's when they were building that defensive backfield in Seattle. It's a big physical backfield, defensive backfield. It's big and physical. That was what they were all about.
And NFL coaches love to, when they do get in control of it, love to put their stamp on things and get their guys. And if that was a guy he picked so long ago, getting a chance to take a run at him now, that's awesome. That's huge for him.
And also, coaches are divas, and they don't like to be rejected. Yeah. So anybody that rejects a coach, he's going to keep coming back to you. Coaches are like comedy bookers. Reject a comedy booker, and they'll keep bothering you to do shit that's beneath you. Yeah. It's because it's just the way it is. It's weird.
Yep.
So
they hate to be told no by somebody that's doing well.
Damn it! You must bow to me.
Be my whore too.
Come on, jackass. So he's known as a real hothead on the field, though. Yeah, he's got a temper.
Problem?
Well, he leads the league in penalties committed in the regular season in 2011, 2014, and 2015.
In the NFL?
In the whole NFL. Yeah, leads the league 3 years here in penalties. So he's good like that. 2011 Seattle, they're 7-9 that year. So that's kind of when it's building. So no playoffs or anything like that. He does well, though, plays all 16 games. They start him in all 16 games.
Is that right?
And they asked Carroll, he said, well, he's not really a rookie because he's 27 years old. I mean, the guy's he's a man. If he's not a starter now, then when? Type of thing. So
that's a great point.
He has 6 picks for him, too.
Great.
6 interceptions. He ran one back for 94 yards, which was That's a team record against the Giants in Week 5. So, Week 5, not bad. He has two brought back total for interceptions. Okay. So really good. A lot of tackles too. Not bad at all. He has 2 interceptions in one game against the Philadelphia Eagles that year as well. And they're praising him, even though he does a lot of stupid shit because he leads the league in penalties this year. Still, a former Seahawks linebacker, Dave Wyman, praises him and says, quote, "I understand if you want to focus on the penalties and the downside of Browner, but I'll take that guy. I'll take a guy that will stand toe-to-toe with some of the best athletes in the world, body slam them when necessary, and fight them tooth and nail on every single play. Given that given what we've in the defensive backfield here in Seattle over the past few years," I think he left out the word had, "I, for one, can swallow a few pass interference and holding penalties on the way to interceptions and deflecting passes. Could it be possible that the entire tempo and personality of this defensive team is based on a tone set by a cornerback? I say yes." Okay. So he's saying Browner's the guy setting the whole tone of the backfield.
He can lead our team as a captain back there.
He said he's the Legion of Boom starts with this guy. He said, "How many corners in the history of the NFL have been physical enough to get the kind of penalty that he got during the Redskins game?" This is a compliment on a penalty, which is funny.
He got so aggressive, he got a penalty. That's our guy.
He said he hit a player legally in bounds, but knocked him so far out of bounds that the referees flagged him for unnecessary roughness. Enough said.
Wow.
The legal hit got called for unnecessary roughness. He makes $375,000 this year, though, which is
it's not bad.
Probably more than he made the entire Canadian sojourn there. Yeah. So December 5th, 2012 here, though, or the next year, I'm sorry. So this is 2012. 2012, they go 11-5 that year.
Yes, they do.
He's suspended on December 5th, 2012. We'll talk about that. Well, let's see. We'll talk about it. He's got some stuff going on with him. Okay. He's there's some things. There's penalties. There's positive weed tests. Okay. There's the league will claim PEDs after a while here. So 11-5, Seattle goes to the playoffs, and they beat Washington in the wild card round, and then lose to Atlanta 30-28. Okay. Heartbreaker there, heartbreaker. So he starts 12 games because he's suspended for 4 of them. Right. So he starts all the ones he's there for. 3 interceptions, a fumble recovery, 3 forced fumbles. Right. So still physical and all that kind of shit. He's suspended for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing drug policy for using a prescription drug.
Okay. Well,
so we don't know what it was.
You put a bunch of guys that have to compete for their job in a room together and throw one who's very new to this at fucking 28 years old and see if they don't try some shit to try to stay on this roster.
Yes. Well, they ask Olympic athletes. Yeah. They always do it. It's been a poll they ask all the time. If I could inject you with something right now that would guarantee you a gold medal, but it would take 20 years off your life, would you take it? It's 98% of them say yes.
Absolutely.
They don't give a fuck about that. So that's you're living in the moment as an athlete because you only have a moment, really. So he's also added to the Pro Bowl roster as a replacement for the injured Carlos Rogers. So
really? Not
bad. Yeah, pretty goddamn good. He's good. I mean, shit, he's a good player. Everybody respects him. He makes $465,000 that year. Not bad, but he's also loses $109,411 in fines for not getting paid for the games that he missed for the suspension. Yeah. And he's also he hit on Packers wide receiver Greg Jennings. He is fined $7,875 for that too. So December 31st, he's reinstated again, and he plays in the playoffs. Okay. 2013 Seattle. This is a magical year for them. They go 13-3. Yeah. They beat the Saints in the playoffs. They beat the 49ers in the playoffs. Richard Sherman yells some dumb shit. Yeah. I tell him, you went to Stanford, Chief. And then they go on to the Super Bowl to just beat the piss out of Denver in that Super Bowl.
My God, it was embarrassing.
That was a bad game.
From the first snap, James, I had to leave that game.
That was bad. Oh, I know. I sat there with my Elway jersey on going, what are we doing here, guys? What's happening?
I went to it was a neighbor's house, and some lady in a Vikings jersey screamed for the first snap
jersey.
I know. No,
Was she
I was
lost?
furious. There was
the hell is wrong with her?
Bad snap. Peyton fumbles. Seahawks recover. This lady screams, and it was either leave or call her a cunt in front of her husband. And I chose to leave.
Good God.
I was
Vikings
losing
jersey?
my mind. I was like, "You bitch! How dare you?
How dare you?"
I have my entire life invested in this at this moment, and you have nothing.
With your
you
Vikings
don't care
jersey.
at all.
No.
And your fucking Nate Burleson jersey.
Ugh.
Fuck you.
Get the fuck out of here, Nate Burleson. 43-8 this game is.
Yeah.
Bad
it's
one.
not good.
Seattle wins, so he's a Super Bowl champion, though. But there's an issue with this because he didn't get to play in the Super Bowl. Did you know that?
What?
He didn't get to play in the Super Bowl here.
Why?
That season, he played in 8 games, started all 8, had a pick, couple of things. But December 18th, 2013, the NFL suspended him. Wow. This is a big deal. Apparently, they erroneously reported that he was facing indefinite suspension for again violating the NFL's performance-enhancing drug rules. This kept him out of the Super Bowl and the playoffs, but the suspension was later changed to reflect a substance abuse issue related to missing drug tests during the time Browner was unsigned by an NFL team and was playing in the CFL. So because he had played for the Broncos, technically he was under the NFL umbrella because he had a year there. He was missing mandatory drug tests that he wasn't in the fucking league. He didn't care. He's in Canada. So they did that, and that's apparently what it was. And it was a marijuana test. He was tested positive a couple times for weed, too. So his agent, Peter Schaefer, told USA Today that they're going to file a lawsuit on behalf of Browner, whom the NFL suspended indefinitely after he tested positive for marijuana, because he tested positive again. Then they said he had drug tests. So they were like, retroactively, between that and this, you're suspended. So Schaefer questioned the NFL's substance abuse policy, our program, and its testing process and the suspension, claiming his client was moved from stage 1 to stage 3 for failing to cooperate with 3 tests. They said he tested positive, and they called it a third positive test because he hadn't taken the test that he wasn't in the NFL for.
Right. Wasn't even in the country.
Wasn't even here. Yeah, he's in goddamn Calgary. Do you know how far out in the middle of nowhere Calgary is? He probably didn't even hear an NFL season was happening. He asked a moose, "Do you know what's going on with my drug test?" And they said, and kept fucking going. I guess that's the noise mooses make. I don't know.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this white Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
with a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power. Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
So
he pissed in a cup and put it on the back of a moose.
Yeah, he sent it down.
Would get delivered.
He put it on a reindeer. He thought this was the right one. It didn't work out that way. It's not his fault. So Schaefer claims Browner was never contacted by the program to even schedule these tests and should not have been subjected to testing because he wasn't even in the fucking league.
Right.
Can they test you too? Can they test me? Like who? I get that he played a year or was on injured reserve for a year, but by 2009, it's a moot point. It's been 4 years since he's been in the NFL. What are we talking about?
He's been definitely suspended for a long time by now.
You know, geez. Oh, I would have been well out of the league. I'm calling Josh Gordon a pussy.
Yeah.
Fucking lightweight.
Josh
what are we talking about?
Diaz, they're suckers.
Punks. They got nothing. So Schaefer told Pro Football Talk in December that he and Browner would, quote, sue the living daylights out of the league.
Yeah.
This is a lawsuit thing here.
Sure.
He did accept responsibilities for his actions, Browner did, and apologized while disagreeing with the circumstances. Okay. He said, quote, although I disagree with the circumstances surrounding my suspension, I accept responsibility for all of my actions, and I apologize for any that causes any unflattering reflections of my family and the Seahawks. I believe in my innocence and will continue to fight with all legal resources available to me. Go Hawks. Okay. And Schaefer said he's going to be a free agent once they reinstate him.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, if he would have said go 12s, then he would have had a lot more back.
Yeah. He made $773,756 this year, but he loses $95,675 in the suspension. Jesus. March 5th, 2014, with the lawsuit pending, about to be filed, the NFL reinstates him.
Yeah.
And says, our bad.
Whoops-a-daisy.
And it is reduced from an indefinite suspension to the first 4 games of the 2014 season.
Oh.
Which seems silly because
he's already paid his suspension. Right.
He missed the fucking playoffs in the Super Bowl.
He missed the best thing that's going to happen to him.
Yeah, well, not quite. March 15th, 2014, he is a free agent, and the New England Patriots sign him.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Always trying to find someone who's coming off a suspension or getting out of jail soon or, something like that.
Babe.
Yeah, so, well, not really, because they signed Browner to a 3-year, $17 million contract.
Holy shit.
They gave him some dough. Yeah, he's a player. They gave him some dough.
Oh, my God.
They want a hitter back there. But August 30th is when his suspension kicks in for the season. Yeah. So September 30th, he's reinstated from suspension, so he misses the first 4 games. Okay. Then he doesn't play in 2 games. The Patriots keep him out to, I guess, learn the system and all that kind of shit. He ends up playing 9 games with the Patriots that year. Okay. 1 interception, not a huge impact on the team, but the Patriots go 12-4.
Yeah.
Beat the Ravens, crushed the Colts, and then beat Seattle in the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. That was the Malcolm Butler interception.
Yeah, that is, at the goal line with Russell Wilson. 28-14 was the end of that game. So he's on that team. Browner becomes one of a very select group of people to ever win 2 consecutive Super Bowls as members of 2 different teams.
Is that
Do you know how few times that's happened?
Consecutive? Oh, God. He
2
might
consecutive
be the only
with
one.
different teams. There is 7 players in history who have done it.
Is that right?
7. He's one of them. One of them, a bunch of them are names that you'd know, and you'd go, that's right, okay. And, if I gave you time, you'd probably figure out 1 or 2 of them. There is one that I could sit the biggest football fan down in the world and give them till the end of time, and they would never fucking come up with it based on just thinking about it, unless you knew it.
Is one Bill Romanowski?
No, it's not. It's not.
No?
But think cornerbacks.
Yeah, corner. Oh, really? Corners.
Yeah,
Revis?
90s corners. Revis played for the Jets. What fucking Super Bowl
Didn't he
was
go
he
somewhere else?
The Patriots, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did Dion do it?
Dion
He
is
did?
one. Dion with San Fran and then Dallas in 94, 95.
Did anybody else from that?
Derek Martin, who did it with Green Bay and Pittsburgh in the 2009-10s. Yeah, that's one that you go, I know that name, but I don't know that. Ken Norton Jr. with Dallas and San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Romanowski was a good guess. I would have also guessed Charles Haley possibly, but that didn't work either. Then in 2017, both Chris Long and LeGarrette Blount joined it when they went to the Eagles from the Patriots and beat the Patriots there. And then here's the last guy.
What?
Russ Hochstein.
Who the fuck is he?
Exactly. He's an offensive lineman who in 2002 played one game for the Bucks, but was on their roster.
Yeah.
In 2003, he played one game for the Pats, but was on the roster.
That's the best way to do it.
That's amazing. That's amazing, by the way.
Best way to do it.
Fucking incredible.
Good for him.
That's what I said. Good for you, man.
Enjoy your 2 rings, sir.
So, 2014, by the way, leading the league in penalties this year again for Browner. $2,950,000 though he makes. So that's
fantastic.
There's your payday.
He's already lost more money than I've made, and he's got a big payday.
He's doing great. He's doing great.
Yeah.
And he has to pay $8,268 for an unsportsmanlike conduct against
how much?
Miami. $8,268. Okay. Let's just say grace. That's grace. You're on that short list.
Yeah.
This is grace right here, man. It's awesome. You dug your way out from, you were unemployed. You worked your way through Canada, stuck with it, didn't get to say, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. This is too hard. The NFL doesn't want me. Yeah. Stuck with it, stayed in there, won back-to-back Super Bowls, actually got to play in this one.
I'll bet he's the only undrafted that ever did that.
That's possible. I don't know if Russ Hochstein was drafted either, though. I'll check on him. I know all the other guys were drafted, but I'm not sure about Russ Hochstein.
If he was drafted, this will be the only undrafted player ever to win back-to-back Super Bowls.
That's
awesome.
Great fucking point. So, but the Patriots waive him. They don't want him anymore.
Done.
Too much money. They're not interested. So he ends up March 13, 2015, signs with the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
They wanted some hard hitting back there, so they go 7-9 that year, no playoffs, and doesn't go very well for him here. He starts all 16 games, only 1 interception, no forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. Doesn't do very well. Here's a timeline I got here of his kind of not great season with the Saints. It's wow. Okay, signs March 12th.
Yeah.
July 19th. He makes a comment that he eventually wants to return to the Seahawks.
Okay.
Which isn't good. Well, you just signed 3-year, $15 million contract. You went, I'd like to go back to Seattle sometime. You haven't even put the helmet on yet that we're paying you to wear.
You just got
Can't
here.
say that.
Literally just got here.
Jesus. August 13th suffers a leg injury in the first preseason games, and people were upset. September 2nd returns to practice after the leg injury, so that was a few weeks. November 2nd, Browner, sets a record this day for 14 penalties he's got by November 2nd. He's leading the league with already 14 penalties through like 7 games of the season.
Yeah, half the season.
Not good. Then November 8th, he gets into an argument with a local reporter following a fight, a loss to the Titans. So he starts fighting with a local reporter. That's never good. November 15th, he avoids making a tackle so he could land a cheap shot on a Redskins offensive tackle. So he not only landed a cheap shot, he blew the play to do it, which is
allowed a few extra yards just to throw out some pain.
That is fucked up. December 7th, he gets in a Twitter argument with Shannon Sharp.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
December 13th, ties the NFL record for most penalties by one player against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
In one game?
No, for a season. He tied the season record.
It's December
21st breaks the NFL record for most penalties on Monday Night Football, too, so the whole nation could watch. That's nice.
Fantastic.
Wow. December 27th, he's booed by the New Orleans home crowd during a game against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And then February 5th, right after the season, reveals that he's no longer going to be with the Saints on Twitter. And then the next month, they officially release him. Then in April, he says, well, I was playing all last year with a torn MCL. So that was the problem. That's why I sucked last year. So there you go. He was rated, you know how they rate cornerbacks? Yeah. They have everything is in numbers now. He was rated as one of the least effective cornerbacks in the league that year and received more penalties, obviously, than any other player in the history of the league since they began keeping the statistics. So, not good.
And the Raiders are known for being dirty.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's a mess.
This is post Bountygate and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Still being a dick.
Still doing it. So then, once that happens, he gets released. Somebody on, this is Instagram, I think. Yeah. Somebody on Instagram, Matthew Z. Werline, said, "Good thing the Saints got rid of your sorry ass."
And what'd he do?
He responded with, "Saints weak ass fuck."
Ass, not as?
Not as, ass. Saints weak ass fuck. This is no punctuation. I took that few millions, ran with it, sucker.
Okay, yeah.
And get your weight up when you address me is the next thing he said. Which is funny.
Yeah, I'm a heavyweight, you know.
Yeah, listening to you.
Tremendous.
So he's kind of a mess. He realizes it, that he's turning into a bit of a mess. He's
already feeding the trolls, though, James.
Oh, yeah. He's already doing it.
It's certainly over.
He's too famous for that. Yeah. You know, he did make $5,048,601 that year, though. So
being the least productive in the history.
So not bad.
Yeah.
He said, quote, "I noticed my life start to spiral downward. I saw the turning point in my career. I got older, and the younger cats in the league started to take a toll on me. It started to have a mental effect on me, too." Yeah, you think you're not good enough anymore, and that's why you get penalties. That's a lot of times. That's when a cornerback starts getting penalties like that's when you move them to safety, and then if they still get penalties, that's when there's no really where else for them to go.
Where else are you going to go? Yeah.
The penalties are because they can't keep up with what's going on. That's the penalties. He's not
he's
stupid.
Being overwhelmed. Yeah.
He knows what's illegal, but when a guy's blowing by him, he'd rather hold him than fucking let him run by him and catch an interception or catch a touchdown pass. Right, yeah. So that's kind of how it goes. And then just some things he likes to be violent, so sometimes he just makes dumb tackles that are too hard. So
and when we get beat all day long, oh my God, the frustration has to be incredible. I'd want to blast somebody
insane.
Too.
Yeah. Oh, how the hell would you not? He also has he's fined $8,000 something this year as well for an excessive face mask penalty that he had that year. So they release him, like we said, in March. April 18th, 2016. What do you think happens, Jimmy?
He retires. What?
No, he is signed by the Seattle Seahawks. Yep.
Oh, my God.
Gonna do it.
Full circle.
Signs a veteran minimum salary, so that deal that they have as an exemption, $760,000 with the Saints, and reforming the Legion of Boom, Pete Carroll said. He said, though, Browner's going to play a different role than last time. He's going to be a hybrid safety corner linebacker in the nickel package. He's going to be he looks at him as a versatile guy in a nickel package.
We're going to use him minimally, and this team is falling apart rapidly.
Exactly. Yeah. He looks at him as a guy in the nickel package. He can, if the team, if the other team ends up running, he can come up and stop the run, or he can cover a guy if necessary. He's big enough to cover tight ends. Mm-hmm. And it's a little nostalgia, exactly.
It'll keep that jersey you bought still relevant.
No shit. The ugly one with the fucking road with the road safety green on it. Are the Seahawks worried about like a Mack truck bearing down on the playing field or something? What are they? Why are they wearing reflective colors?
I don't know what the color choice was.
Hell is so wrong with that. It's weird.
That's me who enjoys a team that wears
eye-searing orange.
Traffic cone orange.
The official color there. Eye-sear orange. Yeah.
And still, that fucking safety rep yellow is awful.
Wow, it's terrible.
So bad.
Green. It's weird.
Is that green?
Green. I think it's green.
I can't look at it long enough to determine.
You know what it is, Jimmy? Chartreuse. We've talked about this before. We're going to call it chartreuse.
You chartreuse and blue.
You chartreuse ass motherfucker. So people need to know me, who I am in my mind.
Yeah. So he signs with them to reinvigorate the defense.
Yes, and so that's April. So July, when training camp is going on, he's got other things going on. He is under investigation by Pomona, California police after an assault allegation was made against him. According to a police report here, police responded to a call to residents about 8 o'clock, and when they got there, they found out that Browner had assaulted the father of his child's mother.
Fantastic.
So his
grandfather.
His baby's grandfather, he assaulted this man.
Oh, my.
The argument between the two men was in the driveway of the house. Browner assaulted him and then left the scene in his white Bentley. So
it's a pretty solid day.
Yep, that's not a bad day. They said
there's countless times I wanted to punch my ex-wife's dad right in the fucking face, but I would not have had the luxury of jumping into a Bentley to head on.
Yeah, and just cruising off. Take that, motherfucker, and cruise off in your Bentley.
Watch the taillights of my Bentley disappear.
He didn't understand who I was in my mind. That's the thing.
I showed him.
So he said that the victim says they were arguing, and Browner just became violent and attacked him in the driveway. So took off. They said that they filed a police report, and the guy claims injuries and all that. All of this is TMZ was like the only people to get this. This was under. It was under the written. A couple of things he didn't come out for like 2 months after it happened. It's really weird. And then finally, TMZ was the one that broke them. So
TMZ loves violent athletes, though. They fucking
they love that shit. They love that shit. They love that shit. It's divisive too. So they like it.
It's their favorite.
So let's do it in their own words about having him explain what's happened to his life. What's happening? What's the fuck is wrong with you? Let's figure it out here, because it's funny. Let's do in their own words. Quote, "You don't realize the good in your life until it crash or fall away." He said, "My significant other experienced the worst side of me. I didn't realize the damage I was causing her because I used to pacify her with things, with money, gifts, and credit cards for shopping sprees. But a person get tired of being mistreated."
I tried so hard to keep up. Yeah.
A person get tired of being mistreated, Jimmy. That's the bottom line. This is an exact quote from the newspaper.
Who's being mistreated?
His I guess his ex. He said, "I didn't realize the damage I was causing. Yeah, my significant other experienced the worst side of me."
Poor thing. She got a credit card and
money and gifts. Well, she's got other things as we'll talk about too. He said that his mental imbalances at this point, the wealth that he had out of nowhere, all this shit has added up into kind of an arrogance that got him to take for granted the things that were important. Specifically,
he thought they would be there forever? Is that what he's saying?
I think so. I think he took it all for granted. But they say he will not face assault charges on this, though.
Oh?
Investigation reportedly ended without any charges there. The witnesses said that the witnesses to the incident became uncooperative as authorities tried to continue the investigation. In other words, he said, "Tell your dad I'll give him $10,000 if he shuts the fuck up."
Yeah.
Allegedly, or in my opinion. And they said, "Sure, why not?" And that's the end of it, I think, probably what happened. So
tell him this is going to get way worse if he doesn't shut up.
Or him and his girlfriend made up, and then, they don't, that's what happens a lot, too, in these things. Since nobody wants to press charges.
She may have called Dad and said, "Hey, listen, I live in a nice house. Shut your mouth."
Well, if Dad's an uncooperative witness now, what's the point of doing the charges if he's not going to do anything? So they said they never were able to locate or interview him as well.
Oh.
So he never even got talked to about that. Wow. But there was all this going on. So the case is closed. They dropped the charges. There you go. August 29th, 2016, Seattle drops him.
Oh.
They're like, we picked him up on kind of a flyer anyway, and now he's beating up we can't have this. This is crazy. What's he going to do here? So
family driveway fights? No, thank you.
Nope. They release him after their third preseason game. They're like, I don't think so here. So, he doesn't make really anything off of this. So in his career, because that's going to be the end of the NFL for him, nobody wants him after that. He made $12,518,357.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's not enough if you are driving a Bentley around.
Right.
And
if
giving credit cards for shopping sprees.
Oh, my God.
That's going to go real fast. So he is out of the league. He does sign up for and plays during this time in a developmental spring football league in West Virginia.
Oh, what does that pay?
Nothing. It's a development. You probably have to pay to play, I bet. I bet you pay.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Maybe let me have the credit card. I got to get a job.
Wow. I need to pay for my job. Hold on. I got to go buy my job.
Oh, my God.
Where's the card? Obviously things are not going well for him right now. Things are spiraling. Could it get any worse?
It can.
Well, it can. And May 25th, 2017, it sure as shit does. He's arrested for possession of cocaine.
Oh, no. What?
Yep. Arrested in L.A. for possession of cocaine and ends up taking a terribly weird-looking shirtless mugshot.
Is that right?
He goes from Super Bowl champion Bill Belichick, can't wait to give you millions of dollars, to a shirtless cocaine mugshot on TMZ.
2 years.
Looking like he did half the coke before they caught him. Not good, man.
All it took was 2 years for this.
Yep.
God,
you're getting arrested without a shirt. That's another level of fucked up. If you have all your clothes on when you get arrested, that's one thing.
Yeah.
The less clothes you have when you're arrested, the worse
the incident. The worse
it is.
Sure, yeah.
No shirt, that's a level down. No shoes, even farther down. Yeah. You get arrested barefoot, that's a low bottom tier right there.
Exposed blood in the mugshot? Uh-oh.
Not good. Not good at all. So, yep, he's arrested at 7:04 a.m. after
coke?
They pulled him over and he was in possession of a controlled substance and under the influence at 7:04 a.m.
They got him at the end. He was going
Dude,
home.
This is a mess.
Oh, my God.
This is not good at all. I mean,
what happened last night, sir?
This story there's no real crime in the beginning. It's just this climb up this mountaintop to get to Grace, and then this fucking plummet from Grace is like, he needs a parachute. This is crazy.
It's like
Grace is a cliff edge.
He worked his whole life to be a piece of shit.
Yeah. It's like he got to the mountaintop, then jumped off it going, Grace, as he fell down. Like, holy shit. What the fuck? September 12th, 2017, he is arrested in Laverne, California for making criminal threats. Against who? Obviously, his ex-girlfriend, Marin Foster, who's the same woman whose father he beat up.
Is that the girl that he wanted on the desert island with him? No, it's not.
That was Deej. No, that was something else. Dewan or something else. So Marin Foster, the mother of his two children, by the way, files for a temporary restraining order against him. In her written application, she cites Browner as having assaulted her on multiple occasions. Let's see. Her list of injuries that she's received from him: broken her tailbone, busted her eardrum, and gave her, quote, several black eyes. Obviously not at the same time. You can only get two of those. But it's black
beating
eyes.
Her face and head.
Knocked her down, tailbone.
Oh, my.
Yep. Also says in her report that Browner threatened to kill her, quoting him as saying, and this is an exact quote, quote, "I'ma bust you up. IMMA. I'ma bust you up. I'm a dangerous man."
I believe that.
And I believe both of those things. Yeah. He was taken into custody here. They arrest him for this because that's a lot, at 8:30 p.m. And he's just taken into custody. Bail set at $50,000 for that. Mm-hmm. He posted it, was out by the end of the night. Okay. Picked him up at 8:30, out by 11.
Jesus.
So October 2017, despite his girlfriend here, Foster, going to court and trying to get this restraining order on a permanent basis and saying all the things that happened, the court finds no basis in which to order a permanent restraining order. Wow. So she's going to have to file for a series of temporary ones, which is silly. So that's October of 2017. May 6th, 2018, he's going to be arrested again here, this time for battery and child endangerment.
Oh, boy.
This guy's fucking a menace, bro. He's dangerous.
He's doing the very typical signs of domestic
CTE.
Abuse.
And
CTE.
Well, CTE that turns into that. Because this didn't happen apparently before.
Right. The behavior is brought on by that, but it's cyclical.
Totally.
In
what he does.
Cooling off period, honeymoon.
Absolutely.
Right back to beat
everything's
the shit
fine,
out.
and then next thing you know, we're endangering children. Yes. Oh, it's certainly escalating.
My
Wait till we hear what we get to. This is a lot, though. This is wild. Prosecutors allege that Browner inflicted, quote, unjustifiable physical pain and mental suffering against a 2-year-old child.
What?
As well as using force and violence against Marin Foster, the mom.
What is happening?
Dude, this is a guy who's out of control. This is a guy, he's spiraling.
He's spinning hard, yeah.
Spinning really hard. He needs some jail or some rehab, or he needs a kick in the ass is what he needs. He needs to stop fucking hitting women and kids is what he fucking needs to do. So June 22nd, 2018, he's in court for all this shit here. He's going to make a deal that will kind of wipe out a couple of things and kind of lump everything into one here. He pleads, I guess he's trying. He's not going to, though. He pleads no contest in Los Angeles County Superior Court to misdemeanor charges of battery and cruelty to a child by inflicting injury.
Gross.
So he pleads to that. He is sentenced to probation, but he's already on probation.
Okay.
So you can't double probation a person. This isn't Animal House. Right. The next one's going to be double secret probation.
Yeah.
And then we're really going to have to start having consequences after that. So he's going to be sent to jail for violating his probation.
By getting on probation.
By being on probation. The problem is the jail is overcrowded because it's L.A. County Jail.
No.
So after 2 days, they let him out. So they restack him with another 3 years of probation, 48 hours of community service, and an order to stay away from Marin Foster for 3 years.
Okay.
So there's that. So, I mean, dude, I am scared for anybody around this guy and his wingspan because now it's her dad, and the kid.
Right.
It's everybody around.
And the frustrating part is that, he has rights to be able to see his children.
Yeah.
Likely. Even in L.A. with these charges, he probably is still allowed to see them.
But if he pleads to abusing them, he might not be able to.
Maybe he's not. But if he's ordered to stay away from her for 3 years, now he has to involve other people to do the child exchange. So if he is going to see his kids, there's probably going to be a chance that she just fucking shows up to give him the kids anyway.
Or her dad.
I mean? Yeah.
Well, I think this is an order. I don't think he's allowed near this kid.
He may not be allowed him, yeah.
Because the what he pled to was a charges of battery and cruelty to a child by inflicting injury. So in this case, the child's the victim, and it says he's got to steer. He can't go near the victim for 3 years. So,
oh boy,
I think the mother has one, and now the kid can't have the kid either. So this is fucking bad. I mean, I feel bad for this woman and these people, everybody, the Seahawks. Yeah. I do. I feel bad for all these people, Jimmy, but not nearly as bad as I feel for Brandon Browner, he's student at the University of Georgia.
Oh,
poor guy.
No.
Brandon Browner, owner at Fadeaway Barbershop. Oh, come on. I love a barber. That's sad.
Get lined up by a man.
Come get lined up. Don't turn your back on him, though. Brandon Browner. Actually, go see that man and get a nice fade. I'm sure they're wonderful fades. Brandon Browner, grill cook at Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
And Brandon Browner, student at, I can't even pronounce this. It's in Germany. Delmenhorst, Germany.
Certainly not him.
Not him, put it that way. July 2018. What's he going to do? Where do you even go from here? You're not allowed near people. The NFL doesn't want you.
You got to take a timeout and try and bank on Super Bowl champion somewhere. Be a fucking high school football coach.
Or, at the urging of Michael Vick, you join him in the American Flag Football League.
Oh, Mike.
To play for the Roadrunners.
This isn't good for him. He likes hitting people.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Flag football is the opposite of this. It's founded in 2016 by Wall Street executive Jeff Lewis. Mm-hmm. When you see it, they play in shorts and a T-shirt, and they have flags. Yeah. Except the quarterbacks have these little helmets on. They're not helmets. They're these little just like pads with no face mask, almost like a wrestling gear, but the ear flaps are just kind of up on them because there's no chin strap. It looks ridiculous. It's so funny.
Why even put it on him?
There's no hitting. What is he going to trip and fall and hit his head? Why are these? What are we doing? It's 7-on-7 football.
Yeah.
which is, no lines. It's all throwing. Well, there's a couple people on the line anyway. It's they have a go clock, which enhances the game of flag football. Okay.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them, or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer. I can really show you how to make some money. And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
Wow. They actually have a deal with the NFL Network to broadcast games, too.
Is that right?
Yes. They signed it right before COVID, and then they had to delay everything for that, but it's still in place.
Look, it's nostalgia. You can watch Michael Vick play football still.
Sort of. 7-on-7, 12-man roster, 60-minute game. Same kind of thing. They have 2-minute warning and all that kind of shit. Field is divided into 4 25-yard boxes, and first downs are awarded each time the offense reaches the next box.
Right.
No blocking, no kicking, no fumbles. Okay. Kickoffs are replaced with a long throw-off, and there's no touchbacks. Stupid. 1 lateral per play, 2 laterals on a throw-off or punt returns. Incidental contact is permitted. Bump into a guy by accident. What else here? Once the ball's snapped, the defense has to wait 2 seconds to rush the quarterback, like elementary school. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And then you chase the guy? What are we, fucking kidding me? Is it 6th grade?
I kind of want to watch this.
I kind of do, too. This is ridiculous.
Dumb.
Wow, the quarterback will have a total of 4 seconds to release the ball or cross the line of scrimmage. Wow, the quarterback cannot run unless rushed. So you can't have like a planned running play for a quarterback. All players are eligible to catch balls except for the designated center, who must stay on the spot to mark the line of scrimmage because we don't hire refs to keep track of that kind of shit. Oh, man, that's fucking funny. Pitches and handoffs aren't allowed, are permitted. North-south handoffs are not. So you got to like pitch it out. Okay, interesting. So Terrell Owens was involved in this for a minute.
Yeah.
Michael Vick there, and Jesus Christ. The tournament, they had a tournament to kick it off, and the tournament was broken into single elimination brackets with 32 teams, primarily amateurs on one side, and then they had professional players on the other, which seems like not much of a game. Anyway, he plays his a game for the Roadrunners in Kennesaw, Georgia here.
Yeah.
In early July of 2018.
What do they pay for that?
Again, I feel like you have to pay the fee for the flags and the hire refs and shit. I don't feel like this is...
You want to play flag football? Bring your flags.
Bring your flags. I mean, if they have an NFL network deal, they should get paid now, but I don't know what you're getting paid for that.
It's got to be $1,000 a person, right?
It's like, remember where were we? Orlando? We were in that hotel, and it took like an hour and a half for lunch to come in that restaurant, and we were watching that weird sport on TV.
Yeah.
We were like kids. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. It was the weirdest thing in the world, but I was like, this is on TV? What's happening?
Don't put anything on TV.
You got to fill those daytime hours, you know?
Sporting TV needs fucking content.
They do. So right after he plays this game, a few days later, July 8th, 2018, back to the old Laverne Police Department here in California. Officers originally respond to reports of a male who broke into a residence through a locked window on a Sunday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning.
What do you want to bet it's Browner?
Huh. Well, he did. At 10:07 a.m., he broke into Marin Foster's home through a window.
It's
terrifying. Yeah.
That restraining order is still in place.
Oh, well in place. Yeah. Someone noticed a man attempting to break through a locked window and called the goddamn cops, because if you see someone breaking into your neighbor's locked window, you probably call the cops. Mind your own business and all, but Jesus Christ, you know? They said the investigation determined Browner physically, he broke in, confronted her. She tried to flee. She tried to run away.
Grabbed her.
He chased her outside, dragged her back into the residence when she attempted to flee.
Oh, my God.
He then, quote, physically harmed and made threats to kill her while in the residence.
Oh, boy.
During the incident, wow, Jesus Christ, this is fucking bad. He hit her. He threatened to kill her. He dragged her and tried to smother her in the carpet while her two children, who are also his two children, were present and watching.
That's not okay.
Yes, he was threatening to kill her and mushing her face in the carpet.
Oh, boy.
Hard, like fucking her up. Then he, Jesus Christ, when he was done with that, I don't know what would be done for him. When he's finally done, he went in and stole her Rolex valued at $20,000, a woman's Rolex, and then fled the residence.
Well,
I bought that for you.
I assume he thinks it's his. But
I bought that. And I need money now. So there you go. He was located within a few hours of the incident and was taken into custody here. So charges are 4 felonies. No more misdemeanors.
No, this is aggravated assault.
No, it's more than that. This is attempted murder.
Really?
He beat the shit out of this woman, tried to smother her in the carpet while saying, I'm going to kill you. I'm trying to kill you. So that's attempted murder.
That's
with
fucked up, man.
2 kids present. One we know is like 3 years old at this point because he's not allowed to be around this kid. Attempted murder, robbery, burglary, and false imprisonment.
Not good at all.
Those are not good. And 2 misdemeanor counts of child endangerment as well for having them present while this happens. So this is not good for Brandon. December 4th, 2018, goes to court pretty promptly and pleads no contest to attempted murder. This looks terrible. Otherwise, what are you going to do? They have all this evidence of you. You broke restraining orders. They're going to
kids screaming, "Daddy, no!"
He's facing life in prison before he pleads.
Oh, yeah.
He's facing life in prison and being held on $10 million bond.
Attempted murder of somebody
He's
that
not
has
getting out.
A restraining order against you. This is
big.
This is exactly what the Brady laws try to fucking keep from happening.
He's he's life in prison. He is doing there. So he's got to. He's up for
it. Yeah.
So to do this, he has to admit to the attempted murder and plead no contest to that felony, as well as pleading to 2 misdemeanor counts of cruelty to a child in a negotiated plea here. The prosecutor will drop the robbery, burglary, false imprisonment charges. Okay. And so if he had not accepted it, though, he faced possible life in prison, and he was fucked. I mean, even the kids saw it. It's not good. So here is the judge going to talk to him before he sentences him here.
Oh, my.
Sentencing. Here's a you, sir, right here, big time. In spite of this horrible outcome, I am thankful to God you didn't kill her and the officers didn't hurt you, because it could be much worse for all of us in this courtroom. Our hope for you, Brandon, is that you use this time to get the help you desperately need.
Absolutely.
You, sir, may fuck off 8 years in prison.
Huh.
Yeah, he got lucky. He got lucky, honestly.
That is insanely generous.
That is generous. That's if he doesn't play football, that judge says something different than I hope you use this time, and I'm glad the officers didn't hurt you. He's lucky.
For sure. He's younger than me, James. And therefore, with 8 years, he's getting out and he's still going to be in the prime of his life.
Oh, we'll tell you when he's up for parole. I'll tell you.
Oh, God.
He also issued a 10-year protective stay-away order for both Marin and his 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
Stay the fuck away from them 10 years. Like,
Jesus.
That's a long time, man. So his kids are going to be like 15 when he gets to see him again, if they want to see him. I don't know. So February 2019, he changes his mind, tries to pull back the plea. He's like, 8 years, shit, in prison? That sounds terrible.
You think that's a long time?
He thinks that's a long time, but he's lucky that this judge, in my opinion, helped him. The judge wouldn't let him pull his plea back, said, nope, it's already done, fuck off, which I think he would have been worse off otherwise. So he was sent to the Wasco State Prison near Bakersfield, and he will be eligible for parole in November 2023, so soon. Soon.
There's no way he's getting paroled. No way.
He's gonna win. He's gonna win a scummy, and I know which one it is.
There's no way he wins parole.
I bet he does, and I bet he does. So? I feel like they want a football player like that. They want to. If he goes in there and says, "Man, I was really on the wrong track, and prison set me right," I feel like they're gonna fucking lock, stock, and barrel that shit. He was in the NFL.
Murder? No
way. I hope not, but I think he's dangerous at this point. Personally, for me,
yeah.
I think he's fucking dangerous. I wouldn't want him around me.
I don't want him out. I wish he got life.
He's a fucking, and he's just getting more dangerous.
Yes.
It's just getting worse and worse and worse. So 2021, he's in San Quentin at this point.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's in a 4x9 prison cell here. 4x9 is small. Think about 4.
Yeah, 4 feet alone is
4.
He's 6 foot.
Any measurement.
He's so big.
As a tall person, I'm same height as him. When you stretch your arms out and you can't stretch them out, it's really claustrophobic, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm wider than 4 feet when I stretch out, and I'm a little
definitely. You're supposed to be as wide as you are tall with your arm span. So
he has
not
to.
Good.
He has to go the other way on the 9-foot side, and he can almost touch that probably.
No shit, man. So he said being in that small cell with no room to even stretch out your arm, bumping into the locker, make you not want to ever come back to prison. That should be more than that, making you not want to go back to prison.
My friend.
Brandon.
There should be a lot of reasons that you don't want to go back to prison.
That being probably
Minimal.
down...
Way down the list.
Where he'd say all the shit and then he'd be like, and this fucking cell is so tiny, that too. Right? I want them to know who I am in my mind.
Man, I saw Shawshank. There's a lot of reasons to not want to be in there.
Holy shit. He says it's a humbling experience from having everything to now sitting at the game tables on a prison yard.
Dude, you could have used the flag football experience for this. You didn't need to do this.
No, that's what I mean.
That should have been humbling enough.
Yeah, I just played flag football for 14 people in the audience.
With T.O. and fucking Michael Vick.
No shit. He was saying how they started an intramural basketball league in San Quentin, the San Quentin IBL. He's going to be a part of that. And he said, it's cool to see that the prison officials got something like this for us to do. It's cool to see the good talent out here for us to enjoy. So, yeah, he says that he's in prison. He said this is the first time he's been in prison in his life. And he didn't want to talk about the case, obviously.
Of course not. That's embarrassing.
Yeah. He says that he's waiting, by the way, the IBL, the San Quentin Intramural Basketball League, is having a draft. And that's what he's into right now, is where he's going to go in the draft.
Focusing on that.
He says, as I'm looking at this draft, this is sad, Jimmy. He can't wait to be drafted in the prison intramural league.
I need to be the most athletic man behind the wall.
They should not draft him and then pick him up afterwards. That would be great.
That would be incredible.
And then make him go play in Oregon for a couple of years and then have him come down.
Just conspire against him for his jail career.
He said, as I'm looking at this draft, it kind of reminds me of the drafts I've seen over the years. I've seen the new guys get excited, and I think of all the things they have to look forward to when they come into all this money. Oh, and now he's talking about the NFL draft after that, because they said, how does this compare to the NFL draft? He says that when they mention his two kids, they say, quote, at the mention of his kids, he drops his head and lets out a disparaging sigh.
Yeah.
My focus is on them. I do it all for them. What? Go to prison, beat their mother?
What are you talking
Beat their
about,
grandfather, scare the shit out of them, traumatize them. What do you do for them exactly? I just want to do what I have to do so I can get home as quick as possible. And then what? Have another 7 years you're not allowed to talk to them? What are you talking about? You asshole. He said he needs to do as many programs as he possibly can so he can earn the positive programming credits that'll reduce his sentence and make him a more attractive parole candidate, I guess to say. So there he is. He's in San Quentin. He's living for his kids, even though he's not going to see them. And that, everybody, is Brandon goddamn Browner. And
I hate him.
That's he's a real asshole.
He's the worst.
That is a mess of a person.
Thank fuck for the L.A. System to actually jail him, but 8 years is not enough. He's going to get out in 4 to 6, and that's ugly.
Can you imagine if she didn't report that? What the next step is?
Yeah.
The next step is he would have went over there and killed her in front of the kids.
Yeah.
Or killed the kids, killed everybody himself. I don't know, because the guys, if he has CTE, anything's possible. These guys...
His rage
pull
is
a Javon
so
Belcher. You never know.
Hyper-focused on a specific person, though. Why is he so mad at her? He blames her for not having any money, doesn't he?
But I was just going to say, my theory is that he has no money because he's not in the NFL anymore, and he's super pissed off about that, can't live his lifestyle, can't do any of the things he wants to do, and he thinks about all the money he gave to her, and he thinks of that as like, that should come back to him now, and that's why I'm broke, rather than just because I'm not playing football anymore.
Right.
I dumbed myself out of the league, and I didn't save my money, and I drive a Bentley around,
and
which
I put
is also
nails and
an issue.
extensions on this chick all the time, and Rolex watches and fucking Bentleys or whatever the fuck else he spent on her. That's your fault, dude. You're an idiot.
That's your fault, yeah. So that's what I think it is too. I think there's a lot of that, and probably child support, whatever he's paying for child support. You fucking trap me into these kids and all that shit. That shit happens with guys so they think.
Marginally talented in the NFL, and it turned into he thinks he's the best person on earth.
Exactly. In the NFL, I might not be the best guy, but damn it, in this house, I am. That's his type of thing. Ooh. So, wow. If you like that show, let the world know. Let them know what's going on in your mind.
Yeah.
And get on whatever kind of a person you are. Whatever app you're listening on, give us 5 stars. Say something nice. It helps the show out tremendously. It does help drive you up the charts. It's really awesome to do that. So thank you for doing that. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Oh, boy. Tickets for live shows are there. Can't wait. Small Town Murder live shows. Extra show added in Seattle. Extra show in Portland. We got Pittsburgh coming up. We got Detroit coming up. The rest of the tickets will go on sale at some point.
Yeah.
We don't fucking know when. Honestly, we've begged for them to go on sale from the beginning because we have some big venues. We'd sure like to get them selling and get people a chance to buy the tickets and make their fucking plans. And for some reason, people have their heads directly up their asses and can't fucking
suspense.
It's ridiculous, but that's fine. Whatever. We also have a very exciting thing: Small Town Murder virtual live show.
Absolutely,
it's a 420 spectacular.
Yeah.
It is the 20th of April, and it's a Thursday.
Celebration. It's going to be great.
No, it's a big. It's a Don Mattingly birthday party. It's also poor Don Mattingly's birthday.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Poor bastard. Jesus.
So, great. Yeah, wonderful. So we're going to do that. We're going to do virtual live show. So wherever you are in the world, you can see us. It doesn't matter if you can't make it to a live show. And it's 420, and you know where I'll be. You know what I'll be up to. You never know. There's a little friend I got here named Jimmy Wisman who just might be partaking in something that will make him giggle uncontrollably, and I can't wait.
It or not.
Oh, I can't wait. So get on that. The tickets are on sale. What is it? September or February 13th.
Yeah.
So they should be on sale now if you're listening to this when it comes out. Yeah. And shutupandgivememurder.com will have the details. You can get all your shit there. So get that there. Patreon.com. /crime and sports. We have all the good stuff there, all the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above gets you not only the whole back catalog of bonus shit, 150 episodes plus to binge on.
Oh, and growing.
Not only that, and growing constantly because every other week you get 2 new episodes.
Absolutely.
One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get it all. Yes. This week, you're going to get 2 very interesting ones. For Crime and Sports, we're going to talk about And One, the brand, which had first the tapes and all that, and the shoes. It was a shoe company that they sold through these tapes, and the tapes became bigger than the shoes.
Right.
And then it became a tour and a whole big deal.
And
we'll talk about that. And a whole outfit you could have. And some very interesting basketball also that you got to watch. Some good shit. So anyway, we'll talk about And One. Then for Small Town Murder, something very interesting and gross. We're going to talk about sex in the People's Temple. And that is the People's Temple is Jonestown, is Jim Jones. And I say People's Temple because it's not just in Jonestown down in Guyana. It's what happened in the U.S. It's sex under Jim Jones. If you're in a 1,000-person cult where one person controls everyone's genitalia, what happens? Let's find out. So that is, oh boy, patreon.com/crime and sports. Get that now. And you'll also get a shout out. You also want to follow us on social media. We are at Crime and Sports on Twitter and Facebook, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. That said, Jimmy, hit me with the list of the names of the people who would never, ever, ever rub our faces in the carpet while our children looked on. Hit me with them now.
This week's executive producers are Charles Short and me sharing a birthday. Happy birthday, Charles. Melinda O'Connor and her shattered ankle in Australia are having a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Keep recovering. Nadia Gorachowski.
Nice.
Boy, her last name now is Zaria, which is much better than
That's easier. I don't know if it's better, but it's easier.
Much better for
She sounded like a Rocky and Bullwinkle villain before, so that's good.
Gorachowski, I think it is.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Karen Corcoles.
Jesus.
Happy
right
birthday,
out of the gate
Karen.
today, huh? Happy birthday
Jordan
with
Bennett,
the crazy last name.
Lyndon Thompson.
Hey, Jordan.
Linda Thompson. Chris
Linda.
S. Autumn Shank. Kate and Fiona Deskins. Thank you all so much for what you do
Thank
for
you.
us. Can't do it without
Absolutely.
you. Other producers this week are Kelly Palacina. I think that's not right. Christopher Hickey and Andy Van Slyke. I've heard that name
center
in a
fielder
minute.
for the old Pirates fucking.
Yeah, love
Excellent.
that guy. George the Animal Steals Harry Back. Johnny Rods.
Good to get
Peyton Med.
Well, all sorts of old wrestlers coming out of the woodwork today. The unpredictable.
You know who it is.
Yeah, the unpredictable
He
Johnny
never
Rods.
stops.
I love it.
Peyton Meadows, Alan Hunkin, Bill McClellan, Craig Neal, Corporal Carl Kirshner,
Bill
Christopher.
McClellan, like General McClellan?
Yes.
Okay.
Bill McClellan. Christopher Almodovar. I know that name because of that newscaster. That poor bastard. He fucking made it sound so poetic, though. I forget his first name, but I know Almodovar. I do know. Oh, fuck. What was? God damn it. I don't remember. It's a wonderful first name, too. Janice Hill, Matthew Burleson, Doug McCoon, Powell Lewandowski? That's got to be Paul, right? Pawel? That's
Asking
Paul,
me this?
right?
I don't fucking know. You're the one that wrote it down. I have no idea.
Gabe Wildbrenner, Jennifer Rooks, Joyce Brand, Melanie Lillis, or Eilis, I think it's Lillis, Justin Hoford, Christian Noyes, Deborah Pape, Tess Tickle. Are you proud of yourself? I know what that is. I know what testicles are.
No, I've heard of testicles before.
Brian Gorgas, maybe gorgeous. Michael with no last name. Tiana Watts, Bexy Brooks, Candy Marie, Austin with no last name. O.D., William Shepard, Aaron Bowers, Jay with no last name. Colleen Cook, Melissa with no last name. Taylor Hopper, Jamie Bales, Matthew Hilligons, Andrew Yontz, Catherine Keegan, Ren with no last name. Michael Breedick. What? There's a J and a K. You can't pronounce that. Jason Pickering. Melinda O'Connor, Tim Van Ryzen, Dan Greenwood, Andrea Popa maybe, Lisa Wilson, Billy Meltazos, Andrew with no last name, El Shirai. Yes, I think so. Lish, B, Candy Jones, Catherine Kyritz, Sharon Showalter. That's a tough one. Samantha Ruff. Joyce Smith, Elizabeth Cook, Robert Hamilton, Brenda White Brockway, Chantel Smithberger, Carol Ewing, Isabella Noble Hartzler, Chris with no last name, Sarah Wheeler, Amanda Griffin, Danielle Baldwin, Aldo and Renee, Brenna Shy, Liza Martz, Brent Howard, Free Quincy Gracie,
Okay.
Dana Place, Nicole Bonnie, Shelley Ewan, Chuck. Avery Bergs, Grace Aileen, Rennie BL with no last name, Svetlana Gladson. Nope, that's Gadsden.
Hey.
Reagan Burns, Kathy Garrell, Kimberly Morrow, Roman Sachno, Teddy Seidel, Brian Middleton. I do it with like a fucking karate. Hi-ya. I'm not going to get it. Brian Middleton, Karen Lahore, Melantha Morgan, Sydney Edelman, Don Lepapaparo.
Yeah, Lepapaparo.
Raz Goose, Raz Gus, Jacob Wiley, maybe it's Willie. Chad Barrett, Mike Niperolio, Mike Nerfy.
Like you lower it, Niperolio. You get like down low and you're going to try to get something.
Hiya. Marie Mayan
You bent down to pick up a couple of letters. That's what it sounds like.
I dropped those.
Oh, I dropped some vowels here. Hold on a sec. Niperolio.
Marie Mengal. Stacy Ritzma. Rachel Schmitz. Marina Arachudo. What is this? Araujo. Araja.
I have no idea even
it's
what
not
letters might
now.
be in this name.
Robert Vera, Cameron Scanlon, Jake Blackmore, Carolyn Shepard, Kate Smolka, Christy McDevitt, April Valerius, Jeffrey Jones, Jordan Stafford, Anna Holder. What is it?
Jeffrey Jones, the
Yeah.
guy, Ferris Bueller guy who got busted for child porn.
Yes.
Well, I guess thanks.
Just pervert thrown in there. It's fantastic.
You're good in Howard the Duck, I suppose. I don't know what else to tell you. Deadwood, very good.
Pretty great in Deadwood. Very, very.
Don't diddle anybody, please.
And was that post allegations? It was, I think.
Oh yes, it was.
Anna Holder.
Oh no, it was before.
I think it was post, right?
Maybe he's still in shit.
He's
so
still
I don't
doing
think
it.
it matters.
He's still figuring it out. Way to go. Kyle Grace Mills, Jai Vaughn, Jay, I think it's Jay maybe. Rachel with no last name, Ashley Smith, Joe Onema, Michael Samsel, Christy Carruthers Lindau maybe, Douglas Moore, Emily Schwartz, Leland Waite, Linda Stesikal, Kirsten Howe, or maybe Ho, Alana Shrine, Ben Ralston, Thomas Hicks, Taylor Black, Juvitar, Huviter, Sarah Weiss, Rosa Calderon, Carrie Crary. My God, Ariel, it's Carrie Crary. Ariel Harris, Mark Benson, Kelsey with no last name, Jason Keene, Philip Dry, Clayton with no last name, Denmarie Borland, Dick Diddler, and Chixie Dix. All right. Janet Moore, Tom with no last name, Jasmine with no last name, Joanna Trout, Trish O'Malley, Josh Bjorkgren.
Yeah.
Claire Taylor, Paul Terrell, I Rescue Texas Deaf Dogs. That's a fucking hero right there. Jesse Gold, nice. Nicole Lee, Christy Pickle, Derek Endicott, Tiff Anderson, Derek Agostino, Joey Jareb, Andrew T, Keith Clements, Raymond Marsack, Cameron Fernandez, Tyler White, Kristen Black, Al Rulo.
Tyler White and Kristen Black were back to back?
They were. Who are they?
Wow.
No, Kristen Beck. Did I say
black?
I
thought you said white and then black. I was like, wow.
I probably did because of the white.
Yeah, I think you did. I think that's what I heard anyway. But
Shane Holderfield, Justin Govis, Ian with no last name, Samantha Lori Peach, Brittany Bonadio.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Pete Renier, Keena Evans, Jamie Breeny, Jay Manor, Derek Dirty Dick Ingram, Nate Bolden, Michael Avant, Joe Fender, Aaron Albert, Brittany Jones, Tiffany M, Giovanna Jimenez, Ben Scott, Jacqueline McCarville, Matthew White, CFD, Joe Carlson, Brandon Wolf, Tisha Upapin, Heidi Fisher, Kelsey Fleming, Tanya Pierce, Chelsea, nope, that's Chester, Eagles, Jason Schult, and all of our patrons are terrific.
Thank you, everybody, so much for your wonderful, wonderful givingness, and we hope that you are enjoying all that you get for it, all your Patreon stuff. So thank you so much for doing that. You want to follow either of us individually on social media? Very easy to do that, right? Go to shutupandgivememurder.com. Links to everything you could possibly want. That's going to be the central hub for it all. The Central Relaxation Center, really, that's what that is.
You know what that
It's the Central Relaxation Center. So that said, thank you so much for joining us live from the Crime and Sports Studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.
If you like crime and sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.